Okay. There's a chance. There's a chance. Hold, please. Hold, please. Are we live? Oh, it's going to have to be live enough. All right. Beastus? Berta? How goes the AM struggle? You a good girl? Berta? Hey, look at me. I'm talking to you, beast. Whatever. All right. To save some time, we've got some hand-cut potatoes. The first thing we're going to do... Oh, hey, what's up, Jeremy? We're going to make some coffee because I have not had coffee yet. Let's see if I can film just the recycling bin there. Oh, here we go. Let the adventure begin. I was just watching an interview on Lex Freeman's podcast of Mr. Beast. And man, I tell you what, you want to feel like you're not accomplishing anything in life, especially when it comes to YouTube channels. You just listen to that guy talk for 5 minutes. Yowzer. I was trying to figure out how to come up with a more interesting way to film myself cook breakfast and eat it. More exciting, so I can go from, like his examples are, well, you could go from making $10,000 a month to making $400,000 a month. I'm thinking, with my, yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. Or, oh, you're only getting 4 million views of a video. You could get 10 million. I'm thinking, my God, must be easy. This was all with the thumbnail. I need to work on my thumbnails. I think I need more exciting thumbnails. All right, that'll make an exciting thumbnail right there. The coffee machine making coffee. Okay. Is there a holiday tomorrow? Ooh, is it President's Day? Might be President's Day. I don't know. Yeah, I think it might be. If I had some sort of electronic device to check, I would do that. Let's put some oil on these potatoes. Get these things ready to get going here. Yeah, I think it is President's Day. I think I saw that on my phone when I was staring at it earlier today. I guess it's a holiday. I think it's, what do they call it, a federal holiday or something like that? I don't know. I'm not in charge of holidays. Just another day on the old planet Earth, floating through space. After 365 days, you've gone around the sun one time. I guess we got holidays. What are you gonna do for your holiday? I'm trying to think. Isn't it President's Day like a holiday where like you buy like a mattress or something? It's like some weird holiday. Let's cook these potatoes. I can eat potatoes at any moment during the day. I'll just dump those in. Unfortunately, I didn't get them all in, did I? That's what happens when you try to do things before you've woken up. 100%. Am I just filming like the back of my shoulder here? I feel like I am. I mean, waste not, want not, right? Perfect. Try not to scrape the metal too hard with the old fork. Power on, potato, go. Oh, I didn't film any of that. Yep. Power on, potato, go. Should work. What coffee mug am I using today? Need a good one. What's a good one? What are we going with today? I want a coffee mug I haven't used in a while. Let's do the Michael Scott quote. You miss 100%. Is this dirty? Oh, we'll wash it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky by Michael Scott. I don't think that's a Wayne Gretzky quote. Let me rinse this coffee cup off real quick since it's full of cobwebs and, oddly enough, like coffee stains somehow. What are my coffee stains? Wait, what's that say here? Is there new tools for the garage? This week? No, there's not actually. Well, let me think about that for a second. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Tools for the garage. I got new windshield wiper for my car. Does that count? Car's in the garage. Not sure if that's an official tool for the garage or not. But definitely was in need. Got a new tool for the kitchen. What's my favorite The Office episode? That's a tough one. Favorite. I don't think I have favorite. I have like favorite quotes. Like I like when people quote The Office. Like fact. Bears eat beets. You know, stuff like that. Or hardcore parkour. Just yelling shit. I always like the stealing of the things from Dwight. I always thought that was funny. Yeah, that's a good show. I mean, I'm trying to like, you know, go through all the ones I can remember and like pick my favorite. That's tough. I just think it's like a bunch of great like individual moments. Does that make sense? Like the up dog. What's up, dog? Nothing. What's up with you? And then Michael Scott tries to tell the joke and just destroys it. If I worked in an office, I can only imagine that's exactly how it is when you work in an office. That's how my thinking thinks. All right, hold on a second. There's some more comments. I didn't see these. Come back over here. Let's see here. Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, it's one of those shows that's like, it's almost like Seinfeld where it's like, let's see, mine would be, what's that? In the Cafe Disco. Yeah, no, I mean, the dance is good. Like, so like, The Office and Seinfeld, this is my view on life, like, I guess Seinfeld had a beginning and then it had some sort of a plot and an end, I guess. I don't really know what it was. And I guess, you know, The Office kind of did too. Like, it went season by season and there was like a progression of the story. But I feel like you could just watch a single episode and it makes sense and it doesn't require a bunch of backstory, you know what I mean? It's just like, each episode is just good. I mean, there's a little plot behind all of it, I guess. They call it story arc. What's the brand of the waffle maker? Well, so today, because of a comment I got last week, we got the Rival right here. Someone jumped in the chat right at the end and said, "Hey, I bought the same waffle maker as you got," and I assumed it was the Belgian waffle maker. And then he actually made a comment on my video of this machine, and then I was like, "Oh man, you're talking about that one," so I figured, let's break that one out. So this Rival, it actually makes really thin waffles. And I used to use this one exclusively because it was the only waffle maker I had. Get some more up. And what I would do, I would make the waffles, and then I would cut 2 sections off here, and then it would fit in my toaster. You just drop them down in the toaster, and you could reheat them. Well, I got that air fryer now, so I'm gonna try making some of these up and seeing if I can air fry some of them. So let's give that to a college try. So we're just gonna go ahead and get that going here. We're gonna do the old standard waffle recipe, I think, which is 2 cups mix, 1.5 cold water, 2 tablespoons oil. We got the water, we got the coffee, we got the mix. Seinfeld's good. Well, so here's the deal with the ending of Seinfeld, and this is how I absolutely feel how it went down and all that. If you watched it in real time when they released it on the air, right before the last episode of Seinfeld, they did like the greatest hits of Seinfeld. Like it was either the day before or like some ridiculously close amount of time where they did like a looking back on Seinfeld, and then they aired the last episode, which was a looking back on Seinfeld. It was like, who is in charge? Like, it was like the worst. Like, they did a nostalgia right before the last episode, which was just like, they brought back all the people that got screwed over by Seinfeld over the years, and his buddies. And it was just like, they should have not done that. They should have, I don't know what they should have done. They should have aired them so close, or they should have. Because I was a huge Seinfeld fan. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Oh wait, there's already one in there. That's funny. It was buried. Well, I'll just use it. Let's see. Do you skip the recap or you skip the final? I wish I would have skipped the recap. Is what I wish I would have skipped. But I mean, how do you end a show like that? That's another one of those where it's like, I guess there was a story arc to it. Oh, you binge watched it. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you just skip the recap. So it wasn't nearly as bad for you then, because if you watched the recap and then you watched the final, it was like 2 versions of the same thing, kind of. Whatever. So I watched it when they aired it live, like the day it was, type of deal. But it was almost like, well, the show's over, so we got to do something. It kind of feels like that's what they did. It's like, well, and moving on. Like I don't think none of those people really cared. Like the check had been written at that point. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like they were like, oh man, we got to make this good, or we're not going to get paid. I guess they tried to put a final thing to it or whatever. I think it'd have been funnier to have the last episode just been about nothing. Just pick a random episode, just to have that been the last one. It would have been just as good, in my opinion. But I was not consulted. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. No, actually, I've never watched that one before. Missed that comment. I think it was a pretty popular show still. If I remember right. And that was like in the 90s, wasn't it? Late 90s? Oh, I gotta put some oil in here. Oh, please. Any oil. 2 tablespoons. I don't want a dirty tablespoon, so we're going to go 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. Perfect. Look at that precision chefing. And then we're going to mix. Yeah, that's. But I mean, there's like, what do you call it? Corporations were involved. You know, the fact that they even got to make that show to begin with is like amazing in my opinion. But yeah, it's like, well, it's a finality. You got to have closure. You got to have all this. I'm sure that Larry David and Seinfeld would have just been happy to have an episode about the car breaking down or something. I mean, I don't really know. That's warming up. I'm gonna put a little oil on this. One of the shows that I need to watch more of that I haven't watched too much of is Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. That's another show where they're like, oh, you can't do that. You can't just film people in a car driving around. And I guess it's really good. I mean, maybe it's the contrarian in me that thinks that just because something has worked in the past, necessarily maybe don't have to keep repeating the same awesomeness forever. Like, new things are good, and doing it different is good. That's just, that's just me. But whatever. I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you haven't watched that, that is Seinfeld in real life. I'll check it out. It's like a police department comedy show, right? It's the guy from Saturday Night Live. Like, I think I'm aware of it. Curb Your Enthusiasm, because like Seinfeld, George Costanza plays Larry David. Like the Costanza character is the Larry David, like that's who it is Larry David. But in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David plays Larry David, so it's even funnier because he's a weirdo. What is beeping? Oh, let's stir these potatoes. I need to get my silicone covered tongs out so I don't do any damage. Well, let's just use a spatula. Spatula will work fine. Well, those are coming along faster than I thought. Well, maybe a little bit longer. A little bit longer. Let's see here. Oh, well, so, yeah. Well, I think it was on HBO, I think, if I remember right. I can't remember how I ended up watching. I got, like, someone either had the DVD or something. I can't even remember. I had HBO for a little bit. There was something to it. But, no, that's amazing. Oh, my God, what a fail. I didn't do something right there. It's the right. Followed my instructions. Man, I'm not doing a good job here. I was just doing like hash browns, hand-cut hash browns. I had a note there that said that was the right size scooper. Just clean that up later. Jeez, that is a mess. That is a terrible mess. It's like it's in the controller. Yeah, was there? But yeah, it's just like I'm trying to think like a lot of, well, not all. I think almost all the storyline from Seinfeld. It's all like real stuff. Like they just sat around and started telling each other stories about like shit that actually happened to them, and that's like the show. Like the Kramer character, other waffle iron. No, I wrote rival on it. I'll show you the note. Move, dog. I gotta get this note on here. It's even got a stain on it. It says rival, 2/3 cup waffle maker. Made a note. know. I've yet to achieve perfection. These potatoes might be done though. We'll burn that waffle while we check the potatoes again. Oops. I'm gonna call those good. Calling those good. I'm gonna put some salt and pepper on them, but just gonna have a big old pile of potatoes. As I burn my waffles. All right, here we go. Let's do some pink salt, or no, red salt. Ooh, these might need more. I just touched them. They were a little not soggy, but. I love cooked potatoes. Oh, they're perfect. This is not going well. I can tell you that right now. Release, my friend. Like I did oil that. Oh, that was a little steamy. You getting that on film? Me burning myself? I think that the spillage is my problem. So maybe I don't need to make sure to empty that 2/3 cup, because that's pretty well full, just about perfect. Just maybe got a little too enthusiastic on the draining of the cup. Okay. All right, I need to try to get this off here, or that's going to be a disaster of proportions larger than the current disaster. I need one of these. Hey, I'm silicone hand protector guy. Here we go. Don't scrape too hard. You don't want to take the finish off. Oh yeah, that came off real easy. No problems there. Ooh, you know what? If you put a silicone thing on the griddle, eventually you'll burn your thumb. I just found that out. It's good, but it's not great. What am I doing? Ah! Gotta let that reheat a little bit. Jeez. Salt the fries? I think I did. Did I tell you that Hawaiian salt? It's salty. That's a fact, Jack. All right. Oh man, I have nothing ready to go here. This impromptu stream started as me like thinking, oh, it's about time for me to get ready to do something. All right, syrup. Do them one at a time. Butter. Do I even have butter? Got a little bit of butter. Salt the fries. I think I'm calling those hand-cut hash browns, thick cut, like Mountain Man style, right? Ooh, my fry has achieved room temperature. My fry. It's a good thing I can speak. My waffle has achieved not hot status. Such is life. And you're burning waffles. And that's way too much syrup. No problem there. That was good. So, for me, it's easier to cut things with a knife and clean the knife than it is to use like a grater or a food processor or all that, because you got to clean all that up. I mean, cleaning a knife is simple. So that's why I just cut them. The secret to cutting anything in the kitchen Just keep your knife sharp. That's the secret. It's not much of a secret, but it is literally the secret. A dull knife is a dangerous knife because it won't cut through with little pressure. You'll have to push harder. The thing you're cutting could slip and injure you. Let's go! Oh, my aim was off. Sorry about that. No leaks. Well, a little bit on the side. That's fine. I don't know. I don't mind hand cutting food. The thing I don't like is the super cleanup stuff. So Jeremy was asking about tools in the garage. I don't really have a garage tool, I don't think. But I do have this. And I made a short of it the other day. This is the Toast Tight replica of the original 1949, manufactured by Toast Tight LLC, proudly made in the United States. It's a crustless sandwich maker. You see how that comes down? And it goes inside. Cuts the crust. It even has a crust separating section. It's got an anvil there and a for the full chop. Sorry. There. Chop, chop, chop. Makes pretty good sandwiches. I made 2 of them so far. And I've never had anything like it. It's not a standard grilled cheese. It's more like a panini. Have you ever had a panini? But it's different than a panini too because you get that hard embossed bread crispiness. But it's sealed like a pie, which is like kind of crazy. No, I did read you can use waffles in it. We may try that at some point. I'm not sure how that works, but because one of the things I was reading is you can like cook an egg and you can put it inside that. Then you could have an egg inside your sandwich. But it's longer. I think there's something to do with the light. I don't have the instructions, I don't think, for that, so always wing it. The dog wants some potatoes. Let's get the dog potatoes. Oh, you dropped your... Oh, you're spitting the potatoes out? Well, yeah, I'm not cooking bacon today. It's not going to be bacon. Oh, disappointed dog leaving. Okay. Sometimes in life you're disappointed, dog. Sorry about that. Get used to it. Even dogs get disappointed in life. Ooh, that steam is something else. I'm getting like hollow, a little hollow action. Okay. We're gonna see if we can get that. Ooh, I don't have fireproof fingers. Asbestos fingers, if you will. We're gonna get butter on this one while it's still raging. All right, so this week, what happened this week? Oh, it rained a bunch. Then it got really cold. I'm trying to think what else is going on. think a freight train flew over my house. If that makes any sense to anybody. Last week I had a balloon fly over my house. I think a freight train flew over my house this week. The world is becoming out of control. That the deal in Ohio, I know a kid that lives really close to that, and he's not doing well. He's been sick for days. He was too sick to play video games on Wednesday. He was well enough to play video games, but he wasn't on comm, so no one got to talk to him. So I don't really know. What's crazy is there was another kid that was on. He said he lived an hour west of East Palestine. And he didn't really have anything to say other than what you already know. Because I was like, what's going on there, dude? And he's just like, oh, yeah, you know, like, it's just what it is. I was like, you don't have any local reporting you can tell me about? No. I think for him, because he lives west, you need a waffle? Usually she spits those out. Because the kid lives west of it, I don't think he's involved. I don't think the wind was blowing west. My other buddy, he said he lived like 15 miles south, like just directly south. Like, oh, good. Whatever. I'm not sure what else is going on in the world. I'm sure something's happening. I'm trying to think. The ice in my driveway is still there. I think I misposted a couple times this week. I'm running out of things to post. I gotta come up with some ideas. They changed the way YouTube works now, so I can quote unquote profit share in short videos. Although between you and me, they don't pay very well. So I don't know if I'm going to make more short videos. I don't know what I'm going to do. But something's going on with YouTube. I know the CEO just stepped down. Well, it's way too cold still for gardening. It's below freezing out still at my house. The garden this year, I'm not sure what I'm doing. My garden it was kind of a fail last year because of the arm injury. But I usually do something. I'm just like, it's so daunting because like it kind of went feral, and like it's going to be quite an effort to get it kind of tamed back to. I'll do it. We'll get a garden in. But I'm trying to think. I was gonna say, yeah, the YouTube thing, man. Like my channel's been growing, and then at the beginning of the year, it's like my channel fell off a cliff. Even though the views are going up, and the watch time, everything's still growing, but the revenue has just plummeted. Oh, I spilt again. That's a disaster of epic proportions. How am I doing that? I don't really understand. The only thing I can come up with is because the revenue is based on ads and what people are willing to pay ads. Apparently, people aren't willing to spend as much on advertising anymore, which is a direct reflection of I assume, their confidence in the return on the ads they're willing to purchase. Which I would say is not a great thing. Because I haven't really changed much of what I do, so like it's not on me, I don't think. It's like I said, the channel's growing. Like I think, excuse me, I'm streaming live so my nose is running. I think January was like, I think it was like either the biggest views in a month I've ever had, but the revenue was like the same as like over a year ago, which is bizarre. I don't know. I suppose I could cry about it on a live stream, see what happens. I assume not much. But, yeah, I don't know. I could tell a funny story from the other day. But I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I won't use names. Even though, I mean, whatever. It's all true. I was hanging out, played video games in the chat, and a person came on who was confused about the news of the things being shot down in the sky. And they were like, what's going on with that? And at the time, the only object that had been shot down for the sky that anybody knew what it was the first one with the balloon with the quote-unquote spying gear on it. So this person was like, well, what is all that? What's going on? What are those things? And because I'm fun, I said, those are UFOs. 100% guaranteed, no doubt about it. UFOs, end of conversation. Because we all know that a UFO is an unidentified flying object. Verbatim of what she was asking about. The things flying in the sky that got shot down, what were they? They were UFOs. See? And I had a person, which will remain anonymous, who works in a scientific field, break into chat and declare that I should be... the direct quote was, whoever said those were UFOs needs to die. I'm not even making that up. Needs to die. And that's a little harsh, I think. I was just like, whoa, buddy. Like, I need to die? Like, why do I need to die? Because I said that a thing that's unidentified flying in the air is a UFO? Like, come on now. That was hilarious. So, yep, someone told me I needed to die earlier this week. That was fun. Because I told a person that a thing that was flying in the sky that was unidentified was a UFO. Because it literally is a UFO. Whatever. It's a true story, though. True story. And then, of course, I pointed out, I was like, well, what's wrong with calling it a UFO? It was unidentified, it was a flying object. And then they weren't flying, so it's not a UFO. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't flying? No, they were floating. And I was like, oh, UFO can't stand for unidentified floating object? It has to be flying object? That didn't go over well. Sometimes I think my smart assery doesn't come across as fun times as much as I think it does. But, yeah. I mean, I don't want to harsh too much more than that because this is available for all people to listen to, and that person potentially could be listening. But I thought it was kind of interesting to take that instant, you need to die. I never heard anyone say that. They wanted someone to be dead because they said a thing that was literally and objectively factual. So, that was fun. Whatever. Starting to think that like I got stuff on the top of this. I'm starting to think that like whatever we're living through is starting to get to people. People are a little bit on edge, maybe. Whatever. Let's cook some more waffles. That's what I got to say about that. I'm trying to figure out how my 2/3 cup is working every other waffle. Does that seem weird to anybody else? Although it's coming, it's a little inside there. It appears to be cleaning off the waffle maker pretty good. You know, that's nice. Score one for convenience. This time I didn't fill it all the way up. But my hand is full of batter, so we're going to use the other hand. Please don't spill out the front, Fred. Yay! I just realized I didn't make juice yet. Who's in charge of this stream? Nobody. All right. What else? What else is there to regale the group with? Man, I think I'm not saying I'm losing my memory, but I think I'm losing my memory. And it's ever since I had my last arm surgery, like I can't remember like I used to. I'm not saying I had like a eidetic memory, but when I was young, I could kind of remember everything. It was kind of weird. Like anything that was spoken to me or that I witnessed, I would just remember it. I kind of thought that was normal. The shit that I would read, I wouldn't necessarily remember all that. But if I heard it, if you said it to me, I kind of remembered it. Now sometimes I would pretend I didn't remember. That's always fun, you know. Also known as playing dumb. Did that a lot. But I swear to God, now I'm struggling with remembering things. Which probably means I'm like remembering things like normal people do. That's probably how it really is. It always baffled me how people couldn't remember stuff. Like I talk about things that had happened, and people are like, I don't remember. That's not how it happened. And I'm like, well, I was there. I know exactly how it happened. Like how can people not know exactly how it happened? They were there. But then as I got a little bit older, I realized most people have no ability to remember anything. So like, it's kind of weird. I always took that for granted. I just like kind of thought that was normal. Oh, I got no water. What am I gonna do? Need more water. Do I have more water? Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but like when I went to college, I never read a textbook in college. If the lecture didn't cover it, I never learned it. But if they talked about it in the lecture, I just remembered it. Wasn't that fucking hard? And yeah, I didn't have a 4.0 when I graduated, but about as close as you can get. I think I got like 2 B's or something, or I can't remember. Some asshole gave me a B in one of my last classes because I wore a Superman suit to class one day. He didn't think it was funny. It was like in like some like throwaway class too, like use and abuse of alcohol or something. Like one of these like you have to take to graduate classes, and it was like I guess I'll just take that one. Like how hard could it be? And even when I talked, I was like, dude, you're screwing me over. Like I didn't get to graduate with like a tassel on my shoulder because you had to have like a 3.95 or I can't remember what the hell it was, which I had, except for he gave me a B, which lowered me down like the last semester of my last year. It's just like was like, dude, you're kind of screwing me over. Like, if I want to go to grad school, like having that honors, that's kind of a big, oh, and it was, the part that he dinged me on had nothing to do with my work. He dinged me on the participation aspect of the grade. And I actually participated in class during lecture because we had conversations about drinking ages, and I'd lived in Europe, and I had experience. And I actually was one of the few people that actually participated in class. But because I know it's because I wore that Superman suit. For some reason, that butt hurt this dude somehow. I don't even know why. Any fucking asshole. Shit's ridiculous. Like, I was on Dean's List when I graduated. International Golden Key Honor Society. And he gave me a bad grade because I wore a Superman costume to class one day. He's like, oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. That grade's not going to affect your life. You'll be fine. I thought about punching him right in the goddamn mouth, but I didn't think that. I thought that would be something that would make it not fine. But for a second, I think I contemplated punching my professor right in the face because he was an asshole. I'm trying to remember how that all worked, because like I was under the impression, like when I was walking, like when I was getting ready to go, or like whatever, like the week before graduation or whatever, when you get all your stuff, your coat or your hat or whatever, I actually was like, where's my shit? I'm supposed to have tassels for being whatever the hell they call it. I had to go talk to somebody like, oh no, you didn't make it. I'm like, what are you talking about? And like my grade point was like whatever, 1 point below what I was supposed to get, where like previously I was fine. It was like the craziest shit I'd ever experienced in my life. Like I never felt like I've been cheated out of something so important in my life than that. Honest to Christ. And I just went with fuck it. Who cares? Some bullshit paper from some bullshit people full of bullshit. That was my college experience. It was nothing but a bunch of bullshit. It was a bunch of fart sniffing bullshitters. They all sniff their farts. And talk about how great their farts smell. That was my experience. Your experience may differ. And the worst part about it is 90% of the people that I know that have college degrees have gone on to continue sniffing their own farts in a real way about how great their farts smell and how much better they are than the people who didn't. It was just like, oh my God. So of course, I always say that I'm better than everybody else because I have a degree. Because what else are you going to say in life? You got to be better than somebody for some reason. You can't be better because you're better. You got to be better for an arbitrary reason. Better. Whatever. I feel like I'm getting on a tangent here. Ask the dog to come. Dog, come! Whoosh. Instant come. Look at that good dog. Berta. You want to say hi to the internet? How's dog? Hey. Did you sleep good last night? Beastus? Hey. Shut like the camera. Berta. You a good girl? Whatever. All right, we're gonna cook one more waffle here. It's gonna be waffle. Let's see if I can pour this into like half of a waffle. See if I can film none of it. I think one of the funniest things that ever happened to me when I was getting ready to finish up college is, so like, now I could be wrong, but the way I understand it is, generally, the year that you start your post-high school education, unless you take, gotta go. Oh yeah, thanks for stopping by. The year you start your post-high school education, there's a quote-unquote a book that lists the things you have to graduate. And that's the book that you go, unless you take like huge gaps in time or whatever. But sometimes that book changes. And so like I was getting ready to graduate, and the school that I went to changed their book where they wanted you to do other things to graduate. And one of them was one of these like touchy-feely, social, blah-blah-blah. It was basically fart sniffing. They wanted you to sniff farts. And, yeah, that'd be great. You know, some absolutely unrelated thing. It was like, it was so stupid. Well, I could equate to is like social something or other, you know, like just some ridiculous stuff. I gotta blow my nose again. Sorry. Where did I put that nose blowing device? Whatever. And the dean came to me. He's like, "Hey, we want you to do a lecture on something." I'd done a speech for something, and it was. They were like, maybe you could do that speech, or you could do something for your blah blah blah. They had some weird acronym for it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." He's like, "What are you talking about? You gotta do that to graduate." And I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." And actually, what I said is, if you want me to speak at your university, you can pay me as a speaker, because that's how I pay my bills. Like, I'm not here to volunteer my goddamn time. I'm paying you to get my degree, and you want me to do shit for free for you? Like, no, if you want me to speak, you pay me, and I'll speak at your university. That's how it works. Been paid to speak at multiple places. I'm a paid speaker, if you didn't know that about me. Oh, man, you thought I talked a bad word to the Mother Virgin Mary or something. They freaked out over that. So I get mad. I just straight told me to kiss my ass. That ain't gonna happen, buddy. Oh, man. They didn't like that at all. They did not care for that one bit. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Whatever. I mean, I got over it pretty quick. I'm not sure if they did. And then fast forward a few years later, I went up to the rival university. They asked me to come do a show. And they asked me to speak. And I said, I was like, you want me to speak at your university? What's your speaking fee? Well, we don't have a speaking fee. I was like, well, then I'm not giving a speech. I mean, well, we really like it if you talk about it. I was like, well, I'm not going to prepare anything. Like, if you think I'm going to show up and give a goddamn written speech, Jesus Christ, people out of their minds. What would be nice? So I didn't have it. I just stood there. I was like, whatever you want, like, talk about. I'm sure I look like an asshole, but I don't care. It's like, it's insane what people expect out of other people. It truly is. Well, it'd be nice. Well, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I mean, it'd be nice if you'd show up at the car factory and screw cars together for free. That'd be nice. Can we get you to do that? That'd be nice. You work at the ice cream factory for free? That'd be nice. I mean, I'm trying to think of the times I've had people show up, do things for me, and I'll give them a compliment. Like, I'll give you a compliment. That'd be nice. Whatever. I think that's why I stopped doing art. I just got so sick of the bullshit. Just like, oh, you know, we'll give you some publicity. I was like, oh yeah, publicity. That's gonna pay my bills this month. Give me some publicity. Yeah, there you go. Whatever. I'm not even sure I got on that rant. This shit is ridiculous, though. I'm gonna get some cream. Hold, please. I guess what it is like, I've had a bunch of incidences lately where, like, people, it's not in my professional life, it's like in my social life, people with like no actual authority at all, who think they have authority. I've been having these experiences where I'm like having to deal with this shit, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, and I don't even think like I'm the one that's out of control or out of hinge. It's just like, just simple shit, then people just get mad. It's like, ah! I'm just like, well, I'm almost to the point where I'm like, well, fuck it then. Like, once again, I'm essentially a volunteer. I'm not getting paid. So, like, the amount of bullshit I'm willing to put up with, that's the other thing that's probably not fair to my friends online, is they literally have no idea who I am and how much I don't fucking put up with people's bullshit at all in real life. Like, literally don't care who you are and who your dad was and how big your mortgage is. I don't care. That doesn't affect me at all. Unless you're cutting me a check. If you're cutting me a check, I will listen to you, but it doesn't mean I'm going to do what you say. Sorry. I'm not required to do what you tell me to do. I don't care. And like I get these situations where people like, it's just crazy to me. Like, whatever. I'm probably gonna hurt people's feelings. I don't want to do that. Like I try to be real even keeled with everybody in life. Like I would normally, I would never, to prove my point about something ever in my life, refer to someone's intelligence and try to belittle their intelligence. I would never do that, but I've heard that. I've heard people do that all the time. It's like, what are you talking about? This is probably a person who has a boss that tells them what to do all day long and has like probably hundreds of thousands of dollars debt in their name. You know, a person who's got it all together, right? Who has to do what they're told, and then they try to insult other people. It's like, dude, that doesn't even make sense. Like, if you want to start insulting people, you need to be in charge and you need to have your shit handled. That's my personal opinion. Until you've accomplished that in life, you're in no position to be insulting anybody. Unless you can take the next 2 years off and live on an island, you're probably in no position to be insulting people. Because you still got some work yourself to do. That's what I would say. Maybe I'm biased. I have no idea. Make a pasta live stream tonight! Oh my god. Oh, we got a dog hair in the orange juice. That's fun. Hold please. Dog hair extraction. Oh yeah, the dog's hairs have decided that winter's over. And the dog hairs have decided they're going to disperse. Which is fun. Let's see if we can spill some orange juice. How'd I do? Yay! I fucking spilled it! I mean, maybe, is it civility? We've lost civility in life? Like, I stopped playing my video game with a group of people that I played with for a really long time because the guy in charge was a literal asshole and tried to scream at me, and I fucking was like, listen here, buddy. I don't know who the fuck you think you're screaming at, but like, you're not going to scream at me. Like, you can scream at some person who's got low self-esteem, that thinks that you're important. Like, that shit ain't going to fly. 0% chance that's going to fly with me. I mean, I will put up with some shit. I will listen to people's fucking ridiculous bloviations. But at some point, you're gonna meet the real me, and I'm gonna let you know how the fuck it actually works in life. When it comes to me, because I'm a fun times, happy-go-lucky kind of guy. If you don't know that about me, I'm real fun, real joking. You know, no big deal. Just here to have fun. Whatever. Let's pour some juice. We got pasta demands in the chat tonight. Let's see if we can do this without spilling. So far, so good. I feel like a professional orange juice pourer at this point. Okay. Oh, the bubbles. The bubbles are real. The bubbles are real. Nothing but stickiness. That's what I love about pouring the juice, is it just makes a sticky icky. The old icky sticky. Is that a rinse? All right. Well, the dog is thoroughly disappointed, I can assure you right now, because she's looking at me like, when does the eggs and bacon get cooked? And that's not happening today. Which for the dog is unfortunate. Unfortunately. The dog's going to have to get over it. All right. Ooh, look at us. We're almost done. The 1 hour mark is upon us. Okay. Let's spin this around, and we'll do a little finishing up of the old chatteroo here. Got the beard on straight. Uh-oh. Looking at my cabinets? Looking at my stained hand towel? Oh, okay. Beard's on crooked this morning. That's fine. Can you make pasta live stream tonight? Can you make pasta? Well, maybe. We'll see. I might be able to do something. I mean, I don't really have... What can I do? I could cook onions and some oil with some celery. I forgot the cabbage the other day. That's life. Sometimes in life you forget. All right. So we made it an hour. I'm going to sign off. I'm going to try to calm myself, keep my blood pressure in check. Okay. Thanks for stopping by. Well, I don't know about 2 streams one day. We'll see. Depends how pasta-y I feel tonight. But if you were here for the live stream, appreciate that. Thanks for the comments and chat. If you catch the re-upload, you missed out on the live stream. It's amazing when it's live, because you never know what's going to happen. You can participate. So, peace out. Thanks. Stay safe. Enjoy the weather if you got good weather. If you got bad weather, hope for better weather. Spring is just around the corner. Peace.